today we'll be discussing some of the questions which were asked repeatedly in JEE examination and also AEEE. Okay. And today's session will be completely related to mathematics, and we'll do physics and chemistry sessions. Maybe in the next session will be related to physics. Okay. So if you have anything to ask, you can just type it in the chat box. Maybe I'll try to answer those questions. And we'll start with question number 1. And I think the screen is really visible for you. So the question number 1 is the function f, which is from closed interval 0 to 3 to closed interval 129, which is defined by f of x equal to 2x cube minus 15x square plus 36x plus 1 is. So we have to find out which category this is, whether it's 1, 1 or on 2 or what is the function. So let's see how we'll be able to solve this question. So whatever is given in the question, I have written it here. So we have the function, it's f of x, and it is 2x cube minus 15x square plus 36x plus 1. And we have the intervals given, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to find out the critical point. So how we'll be finding it out? We'll find the f dash of x and we'll equate it to 0. So that's the first step we are going to perform now. So 2x cube minus 15x square plus 36x plus 1. So 2x cube becomes 6x square. 15x square is 30x and 36x becomes 36 and 1 becomes 0. So we have the value of f dash of x as 6x square minus 30x plus 36. Now we are going to equate it to 0. So 6x square minus 30x plus 36 equal to 0. We know how to solve this. We are taking the 6 common. Then we have the equation as x square minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. So the roots will be 3 and 2. So it's x minus 3 and x minus 2. So we have 2 roots here. Or the x belongs to the interval 2, 3. So we have an idea about this. Now we know the range, right? It's from 0 to 3. So we have the value as 0, 2 and 3. Now we are going to check what is the maybe the mapping, whether it's for 1, 1 and on 2, what is the mapping. We are going to check on what is the mapping that is in this question. So here f of x, the value of the f of x is increasing when the value is between it's like less than 2 and greater than 3. So it's positive for those sections. The first part is x is less than 2 and x is greater than 3. For those two parts, the value becomes positive. So when the value will be negative is it's between 2 and 3, between the interval 2 and 3. So we are having multiple conditions here, right? So the function is increasing as well as decreasing. So in the given domain, which is from 0 to 2, in the first part that is in the given domain from 0 to 3, in the first part, the function f of x is increasing, that is between 0 and 2, and it's decreasing from 2 to 3. So both of these things are happening at the same time. So it's not a strictly increasing or decreasing function. So it's not a 1-1 function. So that's the first case that was given in the question. Now we have to check on to about the onto mapping. Now what we are going to do is we are going to find the functions, the values for f of 0, f of 1, f of 2 and f of 3. So we have the value of 0, 2 and 3, right? So we are going to substitute this and we are going to find out the values. So here while substituting 0, we'll get this value as 1. Because every value will be 0. Then for 2, just substituting, we'll have the value as 29. Then for 3, by substituting, we'll have the value as 28. So what's the range of f of x here? In the question, it is given as, the codomain value is given as 129. So here, the range of f of x is 129, that we have it here, between 0 and 2. And which is actually equal to the codomain value, which is given in the function. So what will happen to this f of x? F of x can be an onto function. So it's not 1, 1 function, it's an onto function. So that will be the answer for this question. So here we have different option. So it's an onto function, but not 1, 1. So the correct answer is option B. Now moving on to the next question. It's a really interesting question, and this is I think in 2016 JEE question paper, this question was there. So the sum of all real values of x satisfying the equation x square minus 5x plus 5 whole raised to x square plus 4x minus 60 equal to 1 is. So we have two sets of functions here. So the first one is x square minus 5x plus 5 and the second one is x square plus 4x minus 60. What the question is asking is sum of all real values of x that satisfies the given equation. So the condition is it should be real values and we have to find the sum of the real values of all the x's. What are be the solution? We have to find the sum of them and we have to find which among this is the correct answer. So how we are going to solve this is given in the question and it's equal to 1. Now the first thing everyone should do or everyone should think is what all are the possibilities that are available or what all are the conditions that are available that can lead this answer to 1. There may be different options, right? So we have to check on what all are the conditions that can help me to get this answer as 1. So it's like we can call this as maybe x raised to n or something, where x becomes x square minus 5x plus 5 and n is x square plus 4x minus 60. So when x raised to n is equal to 1. So we have to consider for different options for both of these functions. So the first option can be, we know x raised to 0 equal to 1. So maybe it's like here the value x square plus 4x minus 60 can be equal to 1. That's the first part. Now the next one is 1 raised to n is equal to 1. So something raised to n. We'll solve this. We'll find out the values of what this n can be or what the value of n can be, whether it's odd or even. We'll discuss this when we are solving it with different cases. And the next option is minus 1 whole raised to n. So as this is negative, the value of n should be even. So these are some of the possibilities that we can consider in order to get this result as 1 or in order to get the value of the answer as 1. So now we'll discuss each of these options in really detail and we have to find out the different values for x. Then we have to add these values and we have to find out which among them is the possibility. Because the question is asking sum of all real values of x satisfying this particular equation. So now moving on, we have different parts, right? So for the first case, we have this power as 0. So then obviously the answer will be 1. So here we have this value as here instead of 0, we have it as x square plus 4x minus 60 equal to 0. Just have a look at the question once again. It's x square minus 5x plus 5 whole raised to x square plus 4x minus 60 is equal to 1. So what will be the options? X square plus 4x minus 60 equal to 0. Then here we can write this equation as x square minus 5x plus 5 raised to 0 equal to 1. So while solving this, we can have the solutions. I'm sorry, this is equal to 0. I'm sorry, I have written it wrong. So this is equal to 0. So we can get the solutions. We can find two roots. It's 60. So 6 and 10 can be the roots and 10 and 6, we'll get the value 4 also. So the two roots are minus 10 and 6. So this is the first case. Now the second case is something where we have discussed. We have to think about the possibilities, whether the power n should be, whether it's 1 raised to n or whether it's minus 1 raised to n. So in case 2, we have this value as x square minus 5x plus 5 equal to 1 and x square minus 5x minus 4 equal to 0. So this is the option that is there in the case 2. So here we can write this as x square minus 5x. We have this as 4. It's minus 4 is equal to 0. So after solving this, we'll have two roots, right? So the value of x can be 1 or 4. So the solution can be x minus 1 or x minus 4 and the roots can be x equal to 1 or 4. Now the next is case 3 where we have to get the number as n as even. So this becomes x square minus 5x plus 5 equal to, here it's minus 1. So we have the equation as x square minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. So we are having two roots itself here, it's 2 and 3. Now we have already have an idea that the number should be even. Now trying with the possibilities, trying with the values that we have as solutions. So the first option is 2 and the second one is 3. Now we are going to substitute this and we are going to find out whether the answer, the result is even or odd. So when x equal to 2, we know that x square minus 5x plus 5 equal to minus 1. So, and x square plus 4x minus 60 equal to 0. So just substitute this value too. So here we have it as 4 plus 8 minus 60. So it's minus 48 and we know it's okay. The next case is x equal to 3. So in the similar situation, when substituting and solving, we'll get the value as minus 39, which is not acceptable for us according to this condition. So among the 6 roots, according to the 3 conditions that we have obtained, only the roots minus 10, 6, then 4, 1 and 2 are acceptable. So we are having 5 roots. In the question, they are asking us to find out the sum of them. So we can just add these and we can find the solution for this question, or we can find the answer for this question. So it's minus 10 plus 6 plus 1 plus 4 plus 2. So this becomes 3. So the correct answer for this question is option A, which is 3. Now moving on to the next question. That is question number 3. This is a really interesting question. So the point which is represented by 2 plus I. So this is given in the question. We have a point and which is represented by 2 plus I in the Argand plane. It moves 1 unit eastwards. After that, it moves 2 units northward. And then it moves 2√2 units in the southwestwards direction. We have to find out its new position. And we have to find out what the point it is represented by, or what's the new position is represented by. What are the points in the new position? So I'll read the question once again. Here we have the point which is 2 plus I. It first moves 1 unit eastward, then it moves 2 units northwards, and then it moves 2√2 units southwestwards. And we have to find the new position. So in the answer, we are given different options. It's like 1 plus I, 2 plus 2I, minus 2 minus 2I, minus 1 minus I. So different options are there. So how we'll be solving this question is, it's something related to the direction sense of direction type of problems that was there in the reasoning type of papers. So I have just marked the different directions here. So you can see the point is 2 plus I, and these are the 3 conditions that is happening here. So the first part is it moves 1 unit to eastward. So if this is the point, that is 2 plus I, which means 2, 1, right? The imaginary part is 1 and the real part is 2. So if it's 2, 1 and it's moving 1 unit eastwards, so it's moving in the x direction and the unit here is 1. So what will happen? The real part gets incremented by 1. So it becomes 3, 1. This is a very simple question. So the real part gets incremented by 1, that is 3, 1. Right? Just have an understanding about where the first point is. So the first point is 2 plus I. So we have this values as 2 and 1. And in the first case, this is moving 1 unit eastward. So if it's moving 1 unit eastward, it's affecting it's along the x-axis and it's affecting the real part only. It's not affecting the imaginary part. So this will be 3, 1. Now the next case is after that it moves 2 units northwards. So from this point 3, 1, it is moving 2 units northward. So 2 units northward means it's affecting the imaginary part. So affecting the imaginary part means 2 units get added up to the imaginary part 1 unit. So this will become 3, 3. That is 3 plus 3i. So you can just have a look at the writings that's in the slide. So the first position is 2 plus I. So we know it's the xy, right? So the values will be 2 and 1. It moves 1 unit in the east and the real part will be affected or it gets incremented. So the output is 3 plus I. Now the next part is this point then moves 2 units northwards. So the imaginary part, it's affecting the y-axis and the imaginary part will be changed with points 2 or with units 2. So we have the value as 3 plus 3i. Now next is the part where from here it moves to the southwest direction. From here this is moving to the southwest direction and it moves at 2 root 2. The unit at which it moves is 2 root 2 units in the southwest direction. Now we have to find out this position. It's the final position where where it halts. Okay. So now let's see how we are going to find it. So this was the initial position and it moves 2 root 2 units in the southwest direction. So you know the southwest direction, right? So here once we have to solve or once we have to find out the value, we have to find the two components in this direction. So the first one is we have to find out the vertical component and then we have to find out the horizontal component. So vertical component can be found using cos theta and horizontal component can be found using sin theta. So we can simply write this as 2 root 2 sin theta and 2 root 2 cos theta. And what is the angle that is here? Just have a look at the diagram and then you'll have an analysis about what's the angle it is. It's 45 degree, right? So this will happen from this point. So it's just 45 degree. So how we are going to take this? We have to consider the motion in both the direction, that is the vertical and the, this is actually, okay, I have written it wrong. So it's both the horizontal and the vertical. So it will be 2 root 2 cos 45 and 2 root 2 sin 45. So we know the value, right? So cos 45 and sin 45, it's 1 by root 2. So after cancelling with 2 root 2, we'll have the values as 2. So for both the x and y, we have two values. So as the direction is southwestwards, we'll be subtracting this value from the point 3 plus 3i. So 3 plus 3i minus 2 plus 2i. So 3 plus 3i minus 2 plus 2i will be 1 plus I. So the final point or the value of the final point will be 1 plus I and the correct answer for the question is option D. So actually, if you have anything to ask, you can just type in the chat box. I'm looking at the chat box and I hope like the first 3 questions are cleared and I can move to the next question. So if there is anything, do type in the chat box, then only I'll be able to have an understanding about it. Or if you want to ask questions, maybe at the end of the session, you can do that also. Now moving on to the next question, that is question number 4. And one more thing I want to tell you students is just after studying a chapter, I know you are busy with your board exams and all. So just after studying a particular chapter or something, just try to write a mock test at least maybe once in a week. This is really important because the speed or the time management that you have to have an understanding while you're going for a competitive exam is really important. So just try to practice by writing these exams itself. It's not about studying all the theory, try to practice more. Okay. So now moving on to the next question, that is question number 4. The number of ways of selecting 15 teams from 15 men and 15 women such that each team consists of a man and a woman is. The number of ways of selecting 15 teams from 15 men and 15 women such that each team consists of a man and a woman. This is a very simple question, but it's really tricky. So I want to have 15 teams and the number of people I'm having or number of data I'm having is 15 men and 15 women. And it's also given in the question that I need to have the total as 15 teams and each team should have 1 man and woman. So what it will happen? There are no other criteria or conditions given in this question. So how we are going to solve this? So for the 15th team, there will be 1 man and 1 woman. For the 14th team, there will be one from both the team, right? Or one from both category. For the 13th team, there will be one from both category. For the 12th team, there will be one from both category up to the first team, right? So the number of ways of selecting 1 man and 1 woman from 15 teams will be, you know this, right? It's 15C1, 15C1. Now one gets deducted from both these groups, 15 men and 15 women. So it's 14. So the next team will be 14C1, 14C2. Then it's 13. So the next team will be 13C1, 13C2 up to the first team, that is 1C1, 1C1. Now we know 15C1 is 15. So what we'll have is, after solving this, we'll have the value as 15 square plus 14 square plus 13 square plus etc. up to 1. So while studying mathematics, we have studied this equation, right? Sum of the squares is equal to n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6. So we have the value and we have the count of n as 15. So just substitute this, it becomes 15 into 15 plus 1, 2 times 15 plus 1 by 6. So simply solving this, we can easily answer this question, and after solving, we can have the answer for this question as 1240. So 1240 is option B, and the correct answer for this question is B. So now moving on to the next part. This is a question which was repeatedly asked in AEEE. So the question is, if 10 raised to 9 plus 2, 11, 10 raised to 8 plus 3, 11 square, 10 raised to 7 plus etc. 10, 11 raised to 9 is equal to k 10 raised to 9. Then k is equal to. This is a really interesting question, and you have to have an idea how to formulate this so that we'll be able to, or how to rearrange the something what is given in the question so that you will be able to find the value of k. That's what you have to do when you have to solve this question. So it's 10 raised to 9 plus 2, 11, 10 raised to 8 plus 3, 11 square, 10 raised to 7 plus etc. 10, 11 raised to 9 equal to k 10 raised to 9. What we have to find is, we have to find the value of k in this question. So let's see how we will be able to solve this question. So what is given in the question, I have already written those details. So it's like 10 raised to 9. This is something which is given in the question. So I'm just assigning it as S, and I'm just writing this as equation number 1. So I have these terms with me. So I'm just assuming that let S be 10 raised to 9 plus 2 into 11 into 10 raised to 8 plus 3 into 11 square into 10 raised to 7 plus etc. 10 into 11 raised to 9. Now, in order to solve this and in order to formulate it into a better way, what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the whole equation by 11 by 10. That I have formulated here. So what this will be, 11 by 10, S is equal to 11 by 10 into this term. So here, this 10 gets cancelled with each term and this 11 gets added with each term, right? So here in the denominator, we have a 10 which gets cancelled with each term and the 11 gets added with each term. So what it will be? 11 by 10 is equal to 11, 10 raised to 8 plus 2, 11 square, 10 raised to 7 plus 3, 11 cube, 10 raised to 6 plus etc. It's 9, 11 raised to 9, and the last term, this 10 gets cancelled and it's 11 raised to 9 plus 11, which will be 11 raised to 10. So I'm just going to write this as equation number B. So I have two equations. I have formulated the question in such a way that I have two equations. From this, I'll be able to find out the value of k. So now what we are going to do is, we have these two equations and I'm going to subtract the equation number 2 from equation number 1. So it's like S minus 11 by 10 S. So after subtracting this, this will become S minus 11 by 10 S. So I have minus 1 by 10 S. Then here 10 raised to 9, no term is there. So 10 raised to 9 is there. 2, 11, 10 raised to 8 minus 11, 10 raised to 8. So it will be 11, 10 raised to 8. Then the next one is 3. So just subtract the whole terms, and in the end you will have this term also. It's just minus 10 raised to, minus 11 raised to 10. So we have two terms here. The first one is 10 raised to 9 and the second one is minus 11 raised to 10. Now the most important part is, so we have the equation in this format, and I think most of you know the value of Sn, right? So it's A multiplied by r raised to n minus 1 by r minus 1. So we have the summation value. So Sn is equal to A into r raised to n minus 1 by r minus 1. So this is in the format. So we can just find the value of r, and we know the value of A, and we can just substitute and we can have the value of S here. So how to find the value of r? R is equal to 11 10 raised to 8 by 10 raised to 9. So we can have the value of r as 11 by 10. And the A is 10 raised to 9 here. right? A is 10 raised to 9 here and R is 11, 10 raised to 8 by 10 raised to 9. So we have 11 by 10 as R. So just simply applying this, replacing this with this. So we'll have minus 1 by 10 S is equal to 10 raised to 9, that is A, 11 by 10, 11 by 10 whole raised to 10 minus 1 by 11 by 10 minus 1 minus this 11 by 11 raised to 10 is here. So this 11 raised to 10. So just simply solve all the factors here. You can just rearrange this equation as minus 1 by 10 is equal to 10 raised to 9, 11 by 10 raised to 10 minus 1 multiplied by 10 minus 10, 11 raised to 10. So after solving this, you will be able to find the value of S. So you can, after solving these two terms will get cancelled and you'll have minus 1 by 10 is equal to minus 10 raised to 10. So S will become 10 raised to 10 multiplied by 10. So which becomes 10 raised to 11. So in the initial point, what we have assigned is whatever is given in the question, we have assumed that this term is S. Now we have the value of S for this question. We are just going to substitute the value of S with K multiplied by 10 raised to 9. Then we'll be able to find out the value of K. So K 10 raised to 9 is equal to S. And we have the S as 10 raised to 11. So how to find the value of K? I'm just writing this 10 raised to 11 as 10 raised to 9, 10 raised to 2. So this 2 get cancelled and K becomes 100. So how I have solved this question is I have rearranged the question in such a way that I'll be able to find out the value of K. This is a very important question which was there in different examinations, different entrance examinations. So just have a look at this question once again. So here I have this part which is given as K 10 raised to 9. So what I did is I have just assumed this as S. Then the factors here are 11 and 10. So I have just multiplied this with 11 by 10 and I have formulated this equation and subtracted both of them. Then I have applied the condition Sn is equal to A R raised to n minus 1 by R minus 1. So I have the value of A and R here. So after solving, I was able to find out the value of S. And initially that S is equal to K into 10 raised to some value which was given in the question. So I used this and I substituted S here to find out the value of K which was asked in the question. So the value of K becomes 100 in this question. So now moving on to the next question, which is a really simple question. That is question number 6. So the value of the determinant of a 4 by 4 square matrix is 6. Then the value of the determinant of its cofactor matrix is. This is a really simple question. The value of determinant of a 4 by 4 square matrix is 6 and the value of determinant of its cofactor matrix. We just have to have an understanding about the simple relationship. So what the relationship is? Value of determinant of order 4 is given as 6. So the value is 6, right? We have to find the value of the determinant of cofactor matrix. So we know that delta n minus 1 is equal to, the value is given as 6, right? And n is 4 here. So 6 raised to 4 minus 1. So it's 6 cube and the value becomes 213. So this is a very simple concept. Maybe this is being used. You have to use this concept to answer some of the questions. So just have a look at the question. Value of determinant of 4 by 4 square matrix is 6 and they are asking the value of determinant of cofactor matrix. And we have the relation, right? It's the delta n minus 1 and here n we know and the value of delta is also given. So it's 6 raised to 4 minus 1. It's 6 cube and the answer is 216. So it's option A. Now moving on to another interesting question, which is, okay, if lambda belongs to R, is such that the sum of the cubes of the roots of the equation is given as x square plus 2 minus lambda x plus 10 minus lambda equal to 0 is minimum, then the magnitude of the difference of the roots of this equation is. Just try to read the question once again. Lambda belongs to R such that sum of cubes of roots of the equation x square plus 2 minus lambda x plus 10 minus lambda equal to 0 is minimum. So sum of the cubes of the roots of the equation is minimum. we have to find out the magnitude of the difference of the roots of this equation. We have to find out the magnitude of the roots of the equation. Okay. So now let's see how we'll be able to solve the question. So this is something that is given in the question at the initial part. This is something that is given in the initial part of the question. So it's x square plus 2 minus lambda x plus 10 minus lambda equal to 0. So if we have an equation, we know how to find the roots of the equation, right? So roots can be found by the equation that we have used in our school case, right? So it's minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So here I'm just going to assume the roots are alpha and beta. And here I have the b term as 2 minus lambda, c as 10 minus lambda, and a is 1 here. So I'm just going to write this equation minus of 2 minus lambda plus or minus root of 2 minus lambda whole square minus 4. A is 1 and c is 10 minus lambda divided by a is 1. So it's 2. So just rearrange and solve this. We can have this equation. So the roots, it's just alpha and beta. So the roots alpha and beta can be lambda minus 2 plus or minus root of lambda square minus 36. So I'm just assuming alpha as lambda minus 2 plus root of lambda square minus 36 by 2 and beta as lambda minus 2 minus root of lambda square minus 36 by 2. So I have two roots here. Now I'm going to find out sum of roots and product of roots. So I'm just going to find out alpha plus beta, alpha minus beta, and alpha beta. So why we are finding out all these things, I'll give you an idea about this. So alpha plus beta, we have the value of alpha and beta. So just adding it and removing the portions, we'll have this as 2 lambda minus 2 by 2, which becomes lambda minus 2. And the next part is alpha minus beta. So for alpha minus beta, we have the value of root of lambda square minus 36. Then we found the value of alpha beta also. So while multiplying and solving, we'll have or we'll receive the value as 10 minus lambda. Now I would tell you why we have solved this. Because in the question, it's given as sum of cubes of roots of the equation. This is the equation is minimum. And it's asking us to find the magnitude of the difference of the roots of the equation. So we are using this equation alpha cube plus beta cube is equal to alpha plus beta whole cube minus 3 alpha beta multiplied by alpha plus beta. So we have the values of all this here, right? Alpha plus beta, we have the value as lambda minus 2. Alpha beta, we have the value as 10 minus lambda. And just substitute these values and we are just solving this. So lambda minus 2 the whole cube minus 3, 10 minus lambda, lambda minus 2. So just solve this and we'll have the solution as lambda minus 2, lambda square minus 26 minus lambda. So after finding this, they are given that the value of minimum. So what we'll find out? We'll find out d by d lambda and we'll equate it to 0. So we have alpha cube plus beta cube as this value. So we are going to find out the d by d lambda of this value and we are going to equate it to 0 to find out the roots. That's the part. So here, once we are differentiating, we'll just solve this and we can have the roots as 3 lambda square minus 6 lambda minus 26 equal to 0. So lambda becomes 4 minus 4 and lambda becomes 2. So the value of lambda is 4 and lambda is minus 2. So we'll accept the root as 4 and we have to find the magnitude of alpha minus beta. So it's root of lambda square minus 36 and we know the value of lambda is 4. Sorry, it's root of lambda square minus 36 or you can call it as x square minus 36. So just substitute the value of as 4. So we'll have this as 4 square minus 36 which is equal to root of minus 20. And for the root of minus 20, we can rearrange and write this as 2 root 5. So this is something which was asking in the question. So what's the magnitude of difference of the roots of this equation? So the magnitude of difference of roots of the equation is 2 root 5. So we have a lot more things to do while we are answering this question. While I'll just give a glimpse of it once again. So in the question, sum of cube roots of this equation equal to 0, it's given as minimum. and it's asking us to find out the magnitude of difference of roots. So first we have assumed that the roots be alpha and beta, and we have found the values of alpha and beta. Then what we have done is we have calculated all the sections which is needed for this cube part. That is alpha plus beta, alpha minus beta, alpha beta. Then we have substituted this, and once we have the equation, we have to find out the minimum value. So we have differentiated it and we have equated it to 0. We have taken the value from here and we have substituted it in the magnitude portion and we have find out the value. Now moving on to the next question, which is a very simple question. So if tan theta is equal to minus 4/3, then sin theta is. So in the question, they have given us the value of tan theta, which is minus 4/3, and they are asking us to find the value of sin theta. This is a very simple question, and let's see how we are going to solve this. So tan theta is equal to minus 4/3. There is no need of pen and paper to solve this question. So I know tan theta, it's opposite side by adjacent side. So I have just marked this here. So I know what will be the other side. It's 5, right? The value will be plus or minus 5. And they're asking me to find out what is sin theta. So how I'll find the value of sin theta? It's adjacent side by hypotenuse. So hypotenuse, that is what I have just found it, right? So the value can be plus or minus. So there will be 2 options for this question. So the correct answer for this question can be either positive 4/5 or negative 4/5. So it's just how you're going to manage or how you're going to interpret a question. That's what it requires when we are going to answer a question like this, when you're going to answer a question like this. So I think all the questions up to here are cleared. Now we'll move on to the next part. Is it okay? Can I move on to the next question? Okay, I can see in the chat box that there is someone who is asking repeat of one question, and also will you be able to get this PDF? Actually, I would tell you all the recordings of this section will be available in your portal. In which portal you are logging and registering for the JEE practice test, where you'll be able to view this. All the previous sessions also you'll be able to get. So just check in the portal, and if it's not available, I'll just type my mail ID. You can just mail me, and I'll tell the technical team to make it available for you. Okay. So now we'll move on to the next category of questions. So the question number 9 is the mean deviation from the mean for a set of observations. It's given as -2, 0, 2, 4, and 6. So we have the mean for a set of observations, and from that we have to find out the mean deviation. And here we have 5 observations. That is -2, 0, 2, 4, and 6. So let's see how we are going to solve this question. So here the value of n is 5, and we know how we are going to find out mean deviation from mean, right? It's sigma xi minus x bar whole divided by n. Summation of xi minus x bar by n. So how we'll be able to calculate x bar? It's the sum of the values by the number, right? So we have 5 options here, or 5 values here. It's -2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 plus 6 divided by 5. So we have the value of x bar as 2. Now we have to calculate the distance, and we can just find out xi minus x bar. So we have the value of x bar here, which is 2. Now we are going to calculate the distance. So here -2 to 2, it's just 4. 0 to 2, it's just 2. 2 to 2, it's 0. 4 to 2, it's 2. And 6 to 4, 6 to 2, it's 4. So thus divided by the number of observations, that is 5, which is equal to 12 by 5, and we have the answer as 2.5. This is a really simple question. You just have to hold on, or you just have to have an idea about how this is working. So the mean deviation from the mean, you can calculate it by sigma xi minus x bar by n. And we know how x bar is calculated, the total divided by the number. And you have to just find out the difference, and divided by n gives you the answer. So the correct answer for this question is option C, which is 2.4. Now moving on to the next question It's question number 10. If 12 identical balls are to be placed in 3 identical boxes, then the probability that one of the boxes contains exactly 3 balls. If 12 identical balls are to be placed in 3 identical boxes. So we have 3 identical boxes and I have to place 12 identical balls into the 3 boxes. And I have to find out the probability that one of the box contains exactly 3 balls. So let's see how we are going to solve this question. So you know how we have to find out the probability of an event, right? So the P of E of the condition that one box contains all the balls, as we know the equation, that's N of E by N of S, right? So the number of ways in which 12 balls can be placed in 3 boxes, it's 3 raised to 12. Now we have to find out what are the values or what are the conditions that we are having. So the first condition is I have to select any 3 balls from the 12 balls that is the total. So it's 12C3. So we can just solve this and we have the value as 220. So that's the first case. Any 3 ball can be selected from the 12 ball and that's the first case. Now I have a set of 9 balls that is remaining, and how am I going to arrange this 9 balls in the remaining 2 boxes? So it's 2 raised to 9 ways. So the total will be 220 multiplied by 2 raised to 9, and the total number of arrangements is 3 raised to 12. So we have the answer as 220 multiplied by 2 raised to 9 by 3 raised to 12, which is equal to 55 by 3, 2 by 3 all raised to 11. So this is a really simple question and it's really easy to solve this. So I hope this is clear. Now moving on to the next question, which is also literally really simple. The value of sine theta plus cos theta will be greatest when? You don't need to have this pen and paper like the previous question. It's like we have different theta values given: 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, and 90 degree. I know maybe from your 10th itself you have by hearted all the values, right? What is this sine? What is this cos? What is this value? Or maybe some of you remember the short tricks also, which we use to remember these values. So for your convenience, I have just written all these things. So just have to have an understanding about what is sine theta or what is sine 30, what is cos 30. Just start it, have a mind calculation about these values. What is sine 45, what is cos 45? It's 1 by root 2, it's 2 by root 2. So the value will be 1.4, right? So what's the value of sine 60? What is cos 60? Just add and just compare the values. So anyway, it will not be 90 because the value is going to be 1. So the highest is 45. It's 1.414. So the value of sine theta and cos theta will be greatest when the value of theta is 45 degree. So the correct answer for this question becomes 45 degree. This is also a question which was there in JEE. Now moving on to the next question. The value of the integral 4 to 10 x square dx divided by x square minus 28x plus 196 plus x square, where x denotes the greatest integer less than or equal to x. I would read out the question once again. The value of the integral 4 to 10 x square dx divided by x square minus 28x plus 196 plus x square. And they have given a condition: x denotes the greatest integer which is less than or equal to x. Right? X denotes the greatest integer which is less than or equal to x. So let's see how we'll be solving this question. So in order to solve this question, this is the only property that you have to have an understanding about. So with this property, we'll be able to solve this question. So what's given in the question? This is the condition, and the value of x is, it's the greatest integer which is less than or equal to x. So I have the value integral over 4 to 10 x square divided by x square plus x square minus 28x plus 196 dx. So I'm just putting this as an equation 1, just simply for an understanding. Okay. Now we are going to use the property of definite integral, and I know all of you have an idea about this, right? So what the property is, let I is equal to integral of a to b f of x dx, then integral of a to b f of a plus b minus x dx. This can be written as, I can be written as integral of a to b f of a plus b minus x dx. So I'm going to use this in this question. So how I'll be rewriting this? I becomes integral over 4 to 10. This x square becomes x minus 14 the whole square divided by x square plus x minus 14 whole square dx. Now I'll write this as 2I is equal to integral of 4 to 10 x minus 14 whole square plus x square by x square plus x minus 14 whole square. So we can have this as 1. And we know the limit is from 10 to 4. So it will be 10 minus 4. So I'll have the value of 2 times I as 6. So I'll be able to find out the value of I, which is equal to 3. This is a really simple question to solve when you are having an understanding of what property to be used along with this question. So the correct answer for this question is option D, which is 3. So I hope this is clear. Now moving on to the next question. If the system of linear equations, this is a really interesting question. I have 3 equations here. So the first one is x plus ky plus 3z equal to 0. Second one is 3x plus ky minus 2z equal to 0. And third one is 2x plus 4y minus 3z equal to 0 has a non-zero solution x, y, z. Then x z by y square is equal to. So in the question, we have this unknown value k. Once we have to find out the value k, then we have to find out what is the x, what is y, what is z. We have to substitute, and then they are asking the value of x, z by y square. So let's see how we can solve this question. So I have these 3 values here, right? So I'm just going to find the value of k here. So here the factors are 1, k and 3. Here it's 3, 1 and minus 2, and it's 2, 4 and minus 3. So we know the determinant is equal to 0. So just simply solve this the way we used to do, and you can identify the value of k. So once I have the value of k, that's the first or the initial step. Now I'm going to substitute the value of k in this equations. So this equations can be replaced as x plus 11y plus 3z equal to 0, 3x plus 11y minus 2z equal to 0, 2x plus 4y minus 3z equal to 0. Now what we have to find out is really easy. It's x, y and z, and we have to find x, z by y square. So I have renamed these equations as A, B and C. Now I'm going to plan this or solve this in such a way that in the question the answers with, okay, it's all numerical values. So now I'm going to solve these 3 equations in such a way that I'll be able to find out the values of x, y and z. So I'm going to adopt different criteria which will help me to find out the value of x, y and z. So the first step is I'm going to add the equations A and C. So it's x plus 2x, which is 3x, 11y plus 4y is 15y, and this z term gets cancelled. So I'll have a relationship between x and y here. So it's 3x equal to minus 15y. So x becomes minus 15 by 3y, which is 5y. So x equal to minus 5y, it's the first part. So now I have a part of x, and if I'm going to substitute this in any of the equation, I'll have another part here. So what I did is I have substituted the value of x minus 5y in the equation C. So what is given in the equation C? It's 2x plus 4y minus 3z equal to 0. So 2 multiplied by 5y plus 4y minus 3z equal to 0. So I have a relation with y and z. It's minus 6y is equal to 3z, and I have an equation with the relation z in terms of y. So I have x in terms of y and also z in terms of y. Now I'll be able to substitute for xz by y square, right? So now I'll be able to substitute for xz by y square. So what this will be? Xz by y square is equal to x, we have the value as minus 5y, and z we have the value as minus 2y. So now the denominator is already y square. So we have this as 10y square by y square. So this value can be 10. So the correct answer for this question is option B. So there is no negative here. I have put this mistake by mistake. So the correct answer is 10. So one thing I would like to tell at this time is if any question is there to solve, so first have an understanding that how you can manipulate the question so that you will be able to reach the answer. That's the first important part. Now I think we'll discuss some more questions. So the next is question number 14. So the question number 14 is really easy. So in this question, what is given is, if the radius of the inner circle of a triangle with its sides, the sides are given as 5k, 6k and 5k. Okay, the three sides are given and the radius of inner center of the triangle is given as 12. We have to find the value of k. So let's see how we'll solve this question. So the sides are 5k, 6k and 5k and the circumradius or the radius of inner circle of the triangle is given as 12. And this k has to be found. So how many of you remember this equation delta by s equal to 12? We are going to solve this. And how to find this value? We know this, right? How to find it? Root of s into s minus a into s minus b into s minus c. We have the value of s here. How to find the value of s? A plus b plus c by 2. So 5k plus 6k plus 5k by 2, we have the value as 8k. Now just solve this 8k, we'll have the value of delta. It's 12k square. So we have the value of both of them. So delta by s equal to 12. So it's 12k square by 8k is s. So 8k is equal to 12. So just solve this, we can have the value of k which is asked in the question. So it's a really simple question to answer. Just manipulate the things that is given in the question to reach the answer. That's the only part. Now I think we'll discuss one more question today. So this is question number 15. The equation of a line which is parallel to the line common to the pair of the lines given by, the first one is 2x square plus 5xy, 2x square plus 5xy minus 12y square equal to 0 by x square plus xy minus 12y square. And the sum of the intercepts of the axis is given as 5. So we have to find out the equation of the line in this question. So how we are going to answer this question? Sum of the intercepts is given and we have the equation of these lines here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to solve these two lines in such a way that I'll have a common line for both of them. So the first line is 2x square plus 5xy minus 12y square equal to 0. So after solving it, I'll have it as 2x minus 3y and x plus 4y. And the second set is x square plus xy minus 12y square. So x square plus xy minus 12y square equal to 0. I'll be able to write this as x minus 3y and x plus 4y. So which is the common line among this both? It's x plus 4y is the common line. So I'm just going to write this as x plus 4y equal to k. And in this question, they have given it as the intercepts of the axis is given as 5, right? So I'm just going to substitute this as, how I'll be able to get this as 5. I'm going to write this in terms of k. I'm just going to rearrange this equation. So it will be x by k plus y by k by 4 is equal to 1. And I know that k plus k by 4 is given in the question as 5. So once k plus k by 4 is given as 5, the value of k becomes 4. So what will be the equation? We have found a common line here as x plus 4y and we found the value as 4, value of the k as 4. So this equation can be replaced as x plus 4y equal to 4. So that's the correct option, x plus 4y equal to 4. That's the option B. So I think almost all the questions that we were discussing today was okay.